I'm making this video to help show you how to use the HD Astro membership and also a little bit on how to use the website for the different memberships. And so basically, you want to go to healthmanifested.com/courses, and here you'll see all the different courses that are part of the memberships. And you can also select by category if you want, also by instructor, and they're also, in alphabetical order or your progress. You can click on My Courses to see which courses you have access to, or you can click on them all and you can join a membership from the different classes as well. So I just wanted to help show you how to use this content. So here, for example, I have the Comprehensive Human Design and Astrology course. And here you can go through and click on different topics and lessons and learn how to read a human design chart. This is way more than you would get in a traditional human design course. Everything is broken up into bite-sized pieces for small concepts, so you can learn whatever you want, whenever you want, and whatever order you want, however long it takes you. And you can just go through the content. So for example, like I have Taurus midheaven. So if you go to genetic matrix, you can go down here and see your MC, and my MC is 23.3. So it's 23.3 is here, which is Taurus. So I have a Taurus midheaven. You can also go here and see the symbol is Taurus. It's also 10th house, which is where your midheaven traditionally is. And you can see the human design gate as well as the degree. So it's 21 degrees of Taurus. So you can kind of look through that, and you can also see the different aspects as well and hover over them and see which what aspects what. So so that's kind of how you use it. So you can go through that and you can see many different things for reading your chart in this course right here. Pretty much everything you would want to know is in this course, but I've also added extra courses that go in more depth and also break down larger concepts into smaller courses and sections as well. So I have the asteroids as well. You can learn about those. I have the symbols as well as an explanation with keywords to make it easy for you. And then I have an Astro Gene Keys course, which goes through the different Astro Gene Keys, which gives you keywords for each of them, as well as images and also the degrees, which is the Astro part. And then so you can go through that and learn about that. I also have an Astro Gene Keys where I created a course that explains them each by line, so you can go dig further into it. I call it, instead of shadow, gift, and siddhi, I call it seed, fruit, flower, and fruit, and you can see the different expressions of that for each of the Astro Gene Keys. I also have a course on the astrological aspects. It's also astrological transits, however you want to call it, where I have the explanation. So the solar return is your birthday. It's a brief explanation of that as well as keywords. I created an affirmation for each of the transits, as well as an image to show you what it looks like symbolically in astrology. I also created songs as well as journal prompts, and you can find out based on your house placement and the sign and house placement, and you can journal prompt based on that information. And there's over 1,500 aspects in here. And then I have the astrological degrees course, where you can find out the degree, where you have placements such as your moon, your sun, Jupiter, Chiron, etc., and look deeper into that. I have it for the natal placement as well as the transits. In the future, I have plans for the aspects, and then as well as I also have an affirmation and a song that can go along with that, so you can feel into the transit and actually have a deeper understanding of the I didn't mean transit, the degree. So you can learn about each of the degrees in astrology. If you want to just learn them, just to learn them, kind of like the human design gates, you can do that as well. I also created a course for the law of attraction. I've included that as part of the HD Astro membership. It's basically meant to inspire you and encourage you on your journey of manifesting the life that you desire. And I've created basically some concepts to think about and contemplate on, as well as a song that goes along with it. And I will have plans to expand that as well in the future. I also have the Astro Gene Keys. Actually, Gene Keys. I need to change that. This is a brief synopsis of the Gene Keys where I broke it up into just an explanation, you know, the inward and outward expression and keywords, as well as the astrological degree for each of the Gene Keys, so that you can look at that as well. And you can use the Astro Gene Keys and the Gene Keys courses with the Astro Gene Keys chart, which is on Genetic Matrix, which is here. And yeah, so you can look at that and follow along and look for the Human Design Gate, or even the Astro Gene Key, or you know, the Astro Gene Key line, as well as the Gene Keys course, where you can look at it from a Gene Keys perspective as well. So that's for that. And I also have a course that is a healing course, which is basically associated with the eighth house, Pluto and Scorpio, and any planets that you have in the eighth house. So this is a course that kind of shows you how to heal yourself, or how to help others heal, or where they have some kind of trauma or wound in their life. And then I have a aspects courses. So I have created an explanation for when planets aspect each other, because in human design, traditionally, they don't look at how planets aspect each other, but I like to look at how the gates aspect each other. And I've created explanations for that. So for example, we have gate 1.1 is conjunct 1.1. I didn't do the aspects as far as a lot of times people look at aspects up to 8 degrees out. I've just done exact conjunctions, as it's a lot of information. So you can see how each of the gates aspect each other. And this is an example here. And then I also linked to the line, so you can study the line specifically as well if you want to reference back to it, as well as creating images to show you. This is 1.1 and conjunct 1.1. It created just one line to show the conjunction. So I also created it for oppositions. So for example, 1.1 opposes gate 2.1. So you can see the explanation here, as well as what that looks like in the chart. And what I like to use is this chart here, and you can see which planets aspect which planets. Like for example, your sun opposes your earth. So you can see here 3.4 opposes 50.4. So that's another course that I have and reference here. And then I also have in conjuncts, so gate 1.1 in conjuncts gate 35.3. And here's an explanation, as well as what it looks like as far as an aspect. And aspects are used in astrology, not traditionally in human design, but I like to incorporate both systems. So, and then I have a course, gate 1.1, semi-sextile gate 48.5. And this is an explanation here and what that looks like in the chart. And here is a course for semi-squares, and I have, this is another example. I'm still working on adding all of the images, but I have some of them. So here's the sesquiquadrates, and I will be adding images at a later date for that, as well as sextiles and squares, trines, and this is a course I created on the human design lines. So you can see 1.1 is I accented the line here, so you can visually see that, as well as shared the degree, a synopsis and explanation for each of the lines, an affirmation, as well as a meditation where you can meditate and feel into the energy as the transits go on, and also a song to go with each of the human design lines. So you can see there's the 384 are here. And then I have a course on tarot, and you can find the tarot songs on YouTube as well as in the course. So I'll be adding the songs at a later date in the course, but they are on YouTube. So you can see an explanation for each of the card, as well as the number, the ruling planet, and an answer if you pull a card, what it might represent, as well as some keywords for upright and reverse, as well as questions to ask yourself when you pull this card. And I also created a numerology course. It's just a basic course, but for people who are interested in numerology. And also a course on finding your purpose and prosperity based on derivative houses and how to calculate that, as well as the Sabian symbols course. So in Sabian symbols, it's a little different than astrology. Astrology does 0 degrees Aries to 29 degrees Aries, whereas Sabian symbols, instead of 0 degrees is actually 30 of the previous sign. So Aries starts at 1 degree and ends at 30 degrees. So 30 degrees is the same as 1 degree. I think I might have said that improperly, but let me say it again. Aries starts at 1 degrees and ends at 30 degrees. So the 30 degree is 0 of the next sign. So like, let me show you here. So Aries 30 is 0 Taurus, and Taurus starts at 1 degree and then it goes to 30 degrees, which would be 0 of Gemini in astrology if you're looking at a chart. And Genetic Matrix has plans to create a chart that is specifically for Sabian symbols, so you can figure this out without understanding, all the logic behind it. And then I have, let me close that one. So I also have a course that I have not completed yet, but I hope to in the near future. It's a 2-card combination course for people, so you can see what it's like when you pull 2 cards. Basically have general reading, a love reading, a career, future predictions, yes and no answers, health and wellness, shadow work, decision making, and messages from your ancestors and your guides, as well as questions to ask yourself, and what it can mean as far as keywords. I can see that I clearly made a typo in this one. Let me pull up another one so you can see. So this is actually what it should look like, is the questions here as well as the keywords here. So I will close that. And so then I also have a course on the hexagrams. So you can get a basic understanding of each of the hexagrams in a very simple, concise explanation, as well as songs that that go along with each of the hexagrams. I also created a course for the Yoga Sutras. I have songs that go along with the Yoga Sutras, and you can kind of just really get a basic understanding of the Yoga Sutras and a fun way to learn. And then I offer that as a yoga membership that's separate from the others. I also offer courses on each of the planets so that you can really understand the planets on a deeper level. Um, for example, Chiron in the first house, you get a basic understanding here, and you know what it can mean, as well as the planet retrograde, the planet, what it's conjunct or sextile or trine, square, oppose, and then Chiron in the signs as well. And I have songs that go along with each of these placements. And I have a Jupiter course as well, which has all the same information in it, as well as Mars, so you can learn about Mars, and Mercury. Like, for example, I have Mercury in the 10th house, so you would pull up your chart here and you look at where your Mercury is. And you can also see the different aspects that Mercury makes here. So you can click on your Mercury. So my Mercury opposes Jupiter, so that's one of the aspects that I could look up. Um, but anyway, so you look at where your placements are. You can see the house here. So for me, 10th house right here, and it's in Taurus. So when you go here, you can find the house placement, the sign placement, etc., and read about it, and also listen to the song that goes along with the content. So the same goes for Neptune. I have Neptune in the 5th house, and I have Neptune in Sagittarius. So you can go into the signs here and read about each of the placements to learn about your planetary placements, and of course on Pluto as well here, and Saturn, as well as the moon in all of the different signs and houses and aspects that it can make. I also created content so you can understand the eclipses, as well as the full moons, new moons, moon cycles, etc. So, and also the mother is associated with the moon. So there's a core wound that you might feel related to your mother or your family, in a sense, because the moon is connected to Cancer. And so, and I have a course on the sun, so you can learn about the sun here and all the different placements, as well as Uranus and Venus. So this is basically a video I wanted to create to help you explain how you can use the course in relation to your chart, um, and um, and understanding it. So I hope you found this helpful, and I look forward to having you join the HD Astro membership and exploring the site more. Thank you for your time.